Hey guys, it's Kobe with Rural Bible Reviews. It's been a while, and for that I'd like to apologize. If you'll remember from my last video, I think it was my last video I explained it. It may not have been, but I know I'd mentioned it before in previous videos that things at work were getting hectic and, different things like that. Well, a lot has changed at work since my last video was actually, it's been over a year. It was the NASB 2020 Wide Margin Reference Bible, and it hasn't quite been over a year. It's been, actually it has. My last video was April the 30th of 2023. So I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things. That my schedule at work has gotten a little bit more normal. I now know my off days. Things happen at work, like I say, it transpired and different things like that. But anyway, and also those of you who know me in real life know I also had some different things in my personal life that happened, and I don't mind mentioning it. I was actually getting ready to start recording again, and my mother passed away unexpectedly in June of last year. And when she passed, that was just a whirlwind of things. I was her only child, so the burden kind of laid at my feet to take care of everything. And when I say burden, I don't mean that it was a burden. I mean, it was a very sad time and things like that. But those of you that have lost loved ones and have to, deal with the paperwork and different things and cleaning out the house and those type things, those are burdensome. And it doesn't help that it's a loved one that you lost. So that started a whole nother whirlwind of things. My wife and I, her mother passed away in September of 2022. And then my mom passed away in June of 2023. Well, we had talked about, we went on vacation one year and vacationed in a tiny home. So we had talked about always want to live in a tiny house, this, that, and the other. Well, fast forward a few months after my mom passed away, we were talking one day and my wife said, she said, really where we live, we're not tied to this area anymore. Our daughter and her husband live in that area, which it's an hour away. It's not that far. But our son and daughter-in-law and our first grandchild live in another town. So we were talking and my wife said, well, I'm going to put in some numbers. And so she did. She went to a mortgage app. She put in some numbers. And a house popped up where my son and daughter-in-law live. Now, that wasn't the intent. That wasn't, what we were setting out to do. But it wound up that way. And just to give you a premise of how much we downsized, we ended up selling our house and bought a new house within a month. Excuse me, y'all. So we moved at the end of February of this year. And then things changed at work again. But anyway, we went from a 1,400 square foot home that we had lived in for, we lived in for 23 years, had an acre of land and all this. We now live in a 648 square foot home that's on a single lot. So, and we went from a rural area to more of a city. It's not a huge city, so Rural Bible Review still applies. But it was a drastic change. Now, I grew up near a city, so I was used to having restaurants and different stores and things at my fingertips. My wife, not so much, so it's taking some adapting for her, but she loves it. We love it here. We love having a small house. It's a breeze to take care of. It just makes things so much easier. Plus, I'm now in the same time zone as to where I work. I'm a lot closer, used to. Before, on a good day, I could get to work in 45 minutes. But it was never a good day because of the construction and just the way traffic was leading to where I lived. So the mornings, it typically took me 45 minutes to get to work because the mornings wasn't that bad because I went in early enough that I missed the morning rush hour. But thankfully, when things changed at work, I also had to be there an hour earlier than I was before. So that would have made it even worse at living where I did, being an hour behind. But in the evenings, if I got home within an hour, I considered that a good day. Most of the time, it took an hour and a half. Now, a quote unquote bad day for me getting home is like 35 minutes. So that's nothing. Yesterday, I think traffic was a little heavy when I came home. It took me 33 minutes to get home. So no complaints here whatsoever. So that's been great. But anyway, I'm going to get back in the swing of things of doing Bible reviews. And this one is going to be for 2 Bibles. And I'm going to start out with this one. So I've rambled on long enough about my personal life and everything. But anyway, keep praying for me, though. Like I say, it was hard losing my mom. Our relationship was a little different, but still, she was still my mother, and I still loved her, and it was still hard. There's times that it's still hard, and it always will be. But I know where she is, and I know I'll see her again one day, and that's what matters. So. But let's get back to this. You guys may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you may have seen these pictures. If you don't, go do that. Jeff Rice of Post Tenebrus Bible Rebindings, Post Tenebrus Lux Bible Rebinding, I sent him a couple of Bibles to rebind for me. As many of you know, I've went back and forth between the ESV and the LSB. And also, since we moved, the church we're attending, the pastor was preaching from the LSB, and he switched to the ESV, and I talked to him about it one day. We're visiting there. We're probably going to end up joining, but, unless the Lord leads otherwise. But he said once their presentation software that the church uses gets the LSB, then he's going to switch back to the LSB probably. So, hey, that's fine with me. I love the ESV. I love the LSB. So I do have some ESV reviews coming, but I'm going to do these LSBs now. But this one is one of my favorite layouts of the LSB. It's the double column verse by verse. Now, I bought this one. I wanted a goatskin edition, but the goatskin editions that Steadfast put out, they had the binding issue that the inside column reference had as well. So they now have a new run of the goatskin editions, but I don't have to buy one now. I actually had Jeff do this one. This is my version, if you will, of the Johnny Cash that he does, which is the black ribbons, black cover, black inside, black gilding. My gilding looks a little different. Like I said, if you saw the post on social media, you'll know. I had Edward Woods, which he was on Facebook, and now he's not. So, Edward, if you're watching this video, reach out to me, man. I'd like to talk to you again. But he does speckling, and as you can see, he speckled my pages because I bought this one in the faux leather, and the pages were white, which I liked, and that's the reason why I bought it. And it came with a single yellow ribbon and all this, but I had Jeff do his Johnny Cash to it, which this is the Isaiah line. So this doesn't have the bells and whistles like a typical rebind from him will. Like if you go back and look in my archive, you'll see that I have the ESV verse by verse preaching Bible that I had him rebind for me. That's got the 5 solas down the spine. It's got spine hubs. It's got perimeter stitching, all these great things. And I love that. But this is more of a rugged type deal, which I really do like, because even though it's a premium Bible, I don't feel like I have to be quite as gentle with it as you do most other Bibles, simply because, like I said, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. I don't know. I mean, even with the ones with the bells and whistles, really you don't have to be as gentle with those because of how well made they are. Jeff does such a wonderful job. To me, and I've got a couple of more rebinds that I'm going to review that are ESVs, that they're good rebinds. There's nothing, I'm not knocking the rebinder. Look, I can't rebind Bibles, so I don't know about you guys, but not knocking them or anything like that. But to me, Jeff is the best of the best. He's the original to me that started out really doing the super premium. He just does the best work. Like I said, I've held several other rebinds. I own a few other rebinds, and they're great quality. They're great craftsmanship. There's some that I haven't held. There's some that I haven't seen, and I'd like to one day have some of theirs and see some of theirs. Like ICA Bibles, I'd like to have one of his. I'd like to have Logos. Any of those guys that do rebinds, I would like to own one of theirs one day. So I can't compare to them, but I can only Cherry Hill. That's another one. There's so many rebinders out there now. It just seems like every time you log on to social media, there's a new rebinder. But I will say that from what I've seen, and I've held several, to me, Jeff is the best. Now, if you're watching this and you've seen other rebinds, more than I have, and you have an opinion, please voice it in the, in the comment section down below. That's fine. I don't mind. I know different people have different preferences and things like that. But like I said, this is just my humble opinion. I just simply think that Jeff does the best work that there is. He, like I said, he's a craftsman. So I sent him this one, and I also sent him the LSB GPR, which is the giant print reference. But I bought both of them in the, I guess you could say, the non-premium versions, if you will. So just for the fact that I wanted to get them both, rebound one day. So fortunately, I was blessed and was able to get them rebound. And so I did. Like I said, I had them both done in the Isaiah line, and I had the GPR, I had it done just a little bit differently than I did this one. This one, whenever I had it, the pages speckled long before I sent it off for the rebind. So once I had the speckling done, and then I was able to send these off to Jeff to get them rebound, I thought to myself, what do I want to do? And I started seeing more and more of him doing the Johnny Cash rebinds, which those, like I say, he does those a little bit fancier. They have the the raised hubs on the side, and they have the translation, Holy Bible, but he blind stamps it, so there's no like gold gold stamping or anything, and he'll do black ribbons, black under gold, for the pages. He does all it's just blacked out. And if you're not familiar with who Johnny Cash is, which most people I'm sure are, they called him the Man in Black. He was a country music singer, and he, dressed in black a lot, wore black jeans, black boots, and all this. So they called him the Man in Black. So Jeff called that his Johnny Cash Bible, his Johnny Cash rebind. And he's done several. He's done LSBs, he's done ESVs. I personally would like to get one done, bells and whistles, if you will, with the, the spine hubs and the stamping and all that in a Johnny Cash. I just got to figure out which Bible I want to, have done in the Johnny Cash. But the thing about it is, though, I'm also in a point in my life where I'm trying to be more content and satisfied with what I already have. And I've been blessed to I own quite a few Bibles, and I'm very grateful. Part of owning some of those Bibles was where my mom did pass away, so I was able to get some from her. And when we moved, we had to do a lot of downsizing. And guys, I want to go ahead and apologize. This is going to be a longer video than normal, just because I ain't been on here in a while and I just got a lot to say. But anyway, I was able to, the local youth pastor at a church in my town that I've known forever, he goes to a church that they use the CSB. And I no longer use the CSB, but I had a lot of CSB Bibles. So I was able to bless him with the ones that I owned and the ones that my mom had. I also had gave some to the church already that were the CSB to the pastor, and he thanked me and said he was able to bless some people that couldn't afford a Bible and things like that. So for that just thrilled my heart. And my mother was she was a giving and generous person, so I know her, knowing her that way, knowing that she would just love that that's what happened, that she was able to help bless someone that wasn't able to buy a Bible for themselves. So giving the youth pastor the Bibles that I did, he told me that he was going to be able to give those to students, things like that. And it just makes me happy, because my mother also loved children and young people. So again, that would be something that would just thrill her to no end. So that was just a blessing. But anyway, I was able to downsize and get rid of some CSBs. But I also got a lot of Bibles from her that I kept. So I will be doing some giveaways here. As of right now, if I'm not mistaken, let me look. I'm almost 100% sure that I am at 400 subscribers here on YouTube. Actually, I'm at 401. So when I get to 500, I'm going to do some giveaways. Now, I just got through watching earlier Tim Wildsmith do a giveaway, announce his giveaway that he's got coming up for this month, for the month of August. He's at 100,000 subscribers. Y'all go to his channel. Go enter that giveaway. He's doing some incredible things there. So go to his channel. Like I said, just go there, look at what he's got going on, and just enter his giveaway. Now, let's get to this. So this is well, I just lost my place here. This is the Isaiah line that Jeff does, the more rugged. Like I said, it is sorry y'all, it is special to me because I've wanted one of these forever. To tell you what it's like, think more along the lines of Scriptura Bibles or Paul's Leather Company, or Paul's Leather Co. Is what it used to be known as. And again, I've got a review of a Paul's Leather Co. Bible on here. I had an ESV Clarion done by them. So that's what this is. It's nothing fancy. Now, my Paul's Leather Company does have a laser engraved scripture on the front, so it's a little bit fancier than most. But, and again, this isn't a knock on Paul's Leather Co., but it's not quite as solid as this one. Eventually, that cover will probably come off of that Bible, with a lot of use and things like that. So, but this one, as we know, Jeff builds his Bibles well. He constructs them well. And again, I know I keep singing his praises, but I just can't sing them enough. Like I said, and guys, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now. It's about to rain here. I live in the South and it's hot, and we've been having some thunderstorms and different things like that. So get ready to hear some thunder here in a minute, maybe some downpour rain. I don't know. But this is the Isaiah line by Post Tenebros Lux, like I was saying. And it now has a sheepskin or a lambskin liner. Before, I think he did like an end sheet type liner, like what he's got here, these end sheets, which they were good, but now it's more flexible. It just gives it a more luxurious feel and a luxurious type quality to it, if you will. But anyway, as you can see, it's very plain. No spine hubs, no stamping, no nothing. It's just a solid black leather Bible. And I was trying to find what type of leather this is, but I'm having a hard time locating it. I had it on his page, and then Facebook wanted to go and act a little goofy on me, but I'm going to keep looking for it. But we'll get into it. So it is edge line. He does tab it up on the block. As you can see, it does have this lambskin liner. He does put in an end sheet. And then you've got your cardstock from the publisher. And you can see here where Edward did the speckling. You're going to have a little bit of that there. I don't mind that. That's fine with me. Because again, speckling is something hard. But I'll go through the Bible here and give you some highlights of it. Again, this is the Legacy Standard Bible, the LSB. And I'm going to go to Genesis 1 here. It is a double column verse by verse. And as you can see, this is already it's wanting to raise up because of that tabbing on the block, but it will eventually lay flat. That is a part of this new Isaiah line. I think this is the third version of it that Jeff is now doing. So this is the Isaiah line 3.0. but I'm going to go ahead. Well, as you can see, it says a 2-column verse-by-verse format. You can see the bolder verse numbers. That is for when it starts a new paragraph. To me, this is a good-sized Bible. Oh, and there's a list for you. This is a good-sized Bible to carry to church, to throw in a backpack. It could easily be an everyday, or a bag, or a purse if you're a lady. This could easily be a good everyday carry Bible, simply because of the size. It's not really thick, it's thinner. Now, I know it doesn't have references and things like that, but I mean, let's face it, guys. Who doesn't have a smartphone or a tablet with them at all times? Most of us have a smartphone, and you can find what you need online. We really don't have to have a study Bible with us at all times. I personally like reading from a physical Bible just because I don't want to get distracted while reading the Bible. But as far as like looking something up when you're reading the Bible, I don't mind using a phone or a tablet or something, because you're not going to be just looking at it all the way, you know, or all the time like you would be when you're reading scripture. So to me, that's not a big of a deal. So you won't be quite as distracted. The size of this thing, though, like I said, the portability of it is great. Let me get over here. Well, here we go. We're in the Psalms. Here's poetry. As you can see, poetry, the way it's laid out, to me is great. And look at this speckling. You can really see it now. I had him, he's done a couple for me, and I've got another one that I'm going to review that he did speckling on. That he didn't do it for me. It was one he'd already done, but I made a deal and got it from him. And it's an ESV topaz. And like I said, I'll review it here soon. I know I've reviewed a topaz on the channel before, but this one is the speckling by Edward Woods. And there are other guys out there that do speckling. So I like it. I think it's different looking. I do love the art gilding that is on Bibles, but the speckling to me is different. It sets it apart. Just simply because you don't see speckling all the time. Not everybody likes it. And I get it's not for everybody. So if you don't like it, that's fine. I mean, you know, like I said, to each their own. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about it? Do you like the speckling? Yes, no, maybe? Or are you just kind of indifferent to it? Or is it one of those deals you might have to see it in person? But anyway, let's get back to the Bible. As you can see, it does have 3 long Beresford ribbons that are angle cut. Jeff loves his long ribbons. He does great work with those. Like I said, everything Jeff does is great in my opinion. Another thing I'll note about this Bible, as you can see, he doesn't fold over and then do the perimeter stitching. So this will not have any perimeter stitching. And you've got this exposed under part of the leather here on the edges, which again, I like because it's different. And I'm going to get over here to the New Testament. This is a black letter text, as you can see. Here we are in Matthew. It is a black letter text. It does keep the verse by verse throughout the entire Bible. Again, I'm partial to black letter. If there's a Bible out there that I want a text block, like the Topaz, I really do like the Topaz text block, but it only comes in red letter. So if it's one of those deals where you can only get that text block in red letter, to me, it's not a deal breaker. If it's a text block that I like well enough, then I'm going to go ahead and get it, even though it's a red letter, just simply because, you know, the text block is enough. Again, it's a preference thing. But anyway, let's go through the end of the Bible here. I'm going to show you something about it. You flip through, get to the end here. Oh, and as you can see, I'm glad I came across this. When a new book starts, it doesn't have its own page. It does start like at the end of the previous book. So some people like this, some people don't. It doesn't bother me. You know, I kind of prefer to start on its own page. But again, if it's a text block I like, it's not going to be a deal breaker. There's just certain things you just have to deal with when it, you know, happens. Now, in this case, since the book ended way on down, it's not going to start, you know, because you really don't have a lot of room there. So it didn't make sense. But here, you know, it does. So I don't know. It's just kind of, you know, different how they do it. So, but it's a, let me go here to the end. You get to the end. I'll show you I'm at the end here. There's Revelation 22. You've got monetary units. You've got weights and measures. Now, this is something that I liked about getting this one rebound instead of a hardback. I do have some of these in the hardback, the double column verse by verse. The faux leather and up come with this dot matrix paper, so you can take notes and everything. So, and Edward got a little bit of ink on, so, and again, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. But again, you've got your cardstock. You get to the end here, and then you got another end sheet by Jeff, and it is tabbed up on the block. Now, I've got the specific here on the Isaiah line, and this will apply to both of these Bibles. It's the Isaiah line 3.0. It is a full grain cowhide lambskin liner, and the edge line is tabbed into the block. So that is something new he started. Now we're going to go to the GPR, the giant print reference. This one, again, it's, you know, just plain, no raised hubs, none of that. But it had the gold gilding already. But it had 2 ribbons. And again, Jeff adds 3 ribbons because, you know, he does the double-sided Beresford ribbons. He did 3 red ribbons for me, and I had him add the red under gold gilding, which is just absolutely gorgeous. And I've got this ribbon twisted. Sorry, y'all, my OCD is going to kick in. There we go. I like to have my ribbons all going the same way. Are you like that? Do you like to have your ribbons going the same way, or does it bother you? It bothers me, as you can see, because I'm taking all this time here to get them all to be the same way. I'll have to fool with that some more. But anyway, I'm going to open this up here and let you see this gorgeous Bible. Here's the Old Testament. As you can see, it is a paragraph format. It's a 13-point font. And look at your references, how big they are and easy they are to read. So this time you've got bold verse numbers throughout, so it's easy to find your place. You do have the red highlights for the chapters and the page numbers and the name of the book. This, though, you don't have to have the bold verse numbers just for where a new paragraph starts, because this is a paragraph Bible. Again, I like verse by verse, but I really do like the size of the font on this one. And here it is in Psalms. You can see the poetry section, but look at that gilding. Jeff does, like I say, he does wonderful work. It's beautiful gilding. You've got the, this is just like the ICR, except, which is the inside column reference, except the inside column reference, the ICR, is a single column verse by verse. And it has the references on the inside, hence the ICR, but the references here on the bottom. And you can also see you've got a line dividing your 2 columns and a line here at the bottom dividing your text and your references and footnotes and whatnot. And I'm going to go back over here. Colossians is where my pastor is preaching from, or soon to be pastor, if we end up joining this church, which I believe we're going to. Like I say, we really like it there. See, I'll pray for me and my family. Well, I'll have to, like I say, I'm going to work on that some more. All right. Now, when you get to the end of this one, of the ICR, since it's a little bit bigger Bible, now I don't know if this would be one you'd carry with you. I will. I'll carry it to church simply because of the print, you know, the font size. It doesn't bother me to carry a bigger Bible. So I'll probably end up carrying this one with me. But again, you get to the end, you got your monetary units, you got your weights and measures. This one, though, you've got a full concordance because it is a reference Bible. So you go through your concordance, and this is your Lockman concordance and everything. As you guys know, the LSB is a updated the New American Standard 1995 edition. So you get to the end of your concordance, and then you've got your Lockman maps, and they are on the glossy stock or glossy paper. And these are your traditional Lockman maps. And then you get to the end, you've got your cardstock, no line paper. You've got your end sheet that Jeff added. You got your lambskin liner tabbed up onto the block, and there you go. That's the Bible. So thank you guys for putting up with me. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I just had a lot to say. Look at this ribbon, this red. I love the red and black together. Those of you that don't know me, I'm also a Georgia Bulldog fan, so red and black is two good colors for me. Go Dogs. But anyway, all my social media is going to be down below. I'm going to have a link to Jeff's website down below. He posts Bibles, I think it's once a month is his schedule, where he'll make some up and sell them. You can also reach out to him for a custom rebind. He has other merchandise on there. Go support him. It's his business. That's how he supports his family. He is the pastor of a small congregation, but he does these Bibles, as that's how he makes his living. And so anyway, I'll have a link to him. I'll have a link to my Facebook, to my Instagram. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee on there. If you're interested in supporting this channel in any way, you can. Please don't feel obligated to do so. I've also got, like I said, I've got more Bible reviews coming. I've also got a book review coming up that a friend of mine wrote, that he gave me a copy and gave me a copy to give away. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming up. And when we get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, help get me there, please. I'm going to give away several Bibles. I have some LSBs I'm going to give away. I have some ESVs I'm going to give away. Nothing super fancy. I can't afford to give away a premium. I know I'd mentioned before that I may. If I'm blessed with a premium, someone, gives me one or donates one or, something like that, I may give one away, or I would give it away. But otherwise, I will be giving away Bibles. Like I said, I do have some LSBs to give away. I have some ESVs. I'll have to go through everything to see what all I've got to give away. But like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that bell notification. That way you'll know when I drop another video. I really do appreciate you guys for sticking with me. Sorry again for it being so long, but next time it won't be. I'm going to try to start doing these reviews more often, just because I enjoy doing it. And, it's not about numbers or anything like that. I just love the Bible. I love talking about the Bible. I love different translations, different bindings, different things like that. And this is just an outlet for me to talk about them. But anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up. My email will be in the description box below. You can look me up on Facebook. You can add me as a friend. You can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever it is. You can find me on there. But until next time, grace and peace.